Greetings, I'm Xander. This is a Hades, a 60-round pump-action rifle that fires, rather than the conventional Nerf dart, these high-impact rounds, or as the community calls them, rival balls. Now the cool thing about the Hades is it's part of the Rival Line, which unlike regular Nerf guns, oddly enough, the Rival Line is specifically tailored for player-on-player combat. This is of course made apparent by the increase in velocity and firing power, as well as the age rating, going from, I believe, 12 and up to 14 and up. I know, big steppin'. But what makes the Rival Line cool is, well, its general quality. Rival blasters are typically more structurally sound than a lot of the typical Nerf blasters. Well, obviously this was not the first Rival blaster. Back in 2016, only 2 Rival blasters were released to start it off, those being the Zeus, which I never did get, and the Apollo, which I did get. Now the cool thing about Rival blasters at the time was that they came in 2 different colors, Team Red and Team Blue. I of course chose Team Red. I know, shocking. I would definitely say the Apollo was the worst of the 2, the Zeus being automatic was much better in terms of combat. This one is okay and it works, but this priming handle is so bad. Like, why is the bolt up here? Why is there no stock to support myself? Why do I gotta, like, slam the back of my blaster into my freaking forearm? I mean, granted, it's made me jacked, but come on. This is ridiculous. However, the Apollo did do one thing for the first time ever, and that was include the magazine in the hilt of the blaster, something that Nerf guns never really did before. Now, older blasters like the Raider did have a little spot where you could hide a backup dart in the hilt here. But the Apollo marked the first occasion of the actual magazine and firing mechanism being put up the handle. Now, of course, the main selling point of the Rival Line was not necessarily the team aspect, but definitely the firing power. In terms of firing power, the gold standard for Nerf guns is 70 feet per second, like with the Cyclone Shock. However, the Rival blasters, being more PvP inclined and having a higher age rating, the velocity was then upped to 100 feet per second, significantly faster. Now, around 2018, there quickly became a problem with the Rival series. You see, with some blasters being red and some blasters being blue, they were actually spending twice as much money on the same blaster. So, how do we fix this? By creating the Phantom Core line, making the Rival blasters white in color rather than red or blue, and then packaging alongside the blaster these Team Red and Team Blue tags that can then be clipped onto the blaster itself. Like so. I don't know if that's supposed to go there. It goes there now. But this way the Rival blasters were able to not waste as much money while still maintaining that team aspect. And there were a couple notable deviations from the series, like the Sideswipe, which was part of the Curve Shot line. Now the cool thing about the Curve Shot line was that you can actually articulate the barrel to fire either towards the left or towards the right. This is made possible due to a lip in the barrel of the blaster that gives the rounds backspin. You can actually flip this thing all the way upside down to create topspin, if for some reason you wanted that. But in terms of the quality of the blaster itself, Nerf definitely shined with the Rival series. And then in 2020, they kind of stopped doing that. The Big C ruined a lot of things for us, local businesses, families, my senior year of high school. But how did it affect Nerf? Did they lower the quantity of their blasters in order to maintain the same quality, but maybe have a shortage in blasters? The answer is no, they created this abomination. I can't really say anything about the Elite 2.0 line that hasn't already been said. So they mostly focused on Elite 2.0 for a majority of the early 2020s, and Rival just kind of stopped existing. And then Nerf released their Hyper line, which everyone thought was going to be the replacement for the Rival series. I don't know why, that just seems stupid. See, Rival blasters, although they were definitely not the fastest firing, strongest firing blaster series on the market, you got out-of-the-box fast firing in Nerf quality. That was definitely rare to come by, especially without taking the blaster apart and modifying it like a lot of people do. So in short, Rival doesn't really need a replacement. See, regular Nerf guns are fun and all, but if you want to win... You know, I just had this thought. How in the world am I going to empty this? Do I manually take everything out? Nah, that's not as fun, is it? That's not as fun, is it?